This is going to be a first playthrough, and we're going to be checking it out. So yeah, let us see. Resume. First thing you become aware on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Where are you? Unknown. Items? Well, we have cryo, which is a form of cryptocurrency stored in air-welled sticks of memory known as chits. So I guess chits are the currency of the king, right? Data? There's no data. Alrighty. Let's continue. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body or forget the body? No, think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. Right. We still don't know where we are, who we are. So that's problematic. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan or remember the others? I think I'm going to remember the plan. There might have been others, but I want to know what our purpose is. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either the plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into the cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found a meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold, try to rest. I'm not about to wait for the cold, no, I'm gonna try to rest because I don't have any other option. I wish there was a freaking out option over here, because that sounds pretty dramatic. But you are restless. It's been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You're dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. Okay, so legs are damaged, right arm is damaged. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again, recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body docks your hearing to protect its senses. Light, white as the cold, then softer and softer until a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Okay. Let's see where we are. Okay. This is a place. Mechanical? I think from the trailer this is called an eye. So it's like a rotating thingamajig in space. Kind of like the International Space Station had it been constructed to larger specs, I would say. If it had been repurposed for us to live there. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Dragos, or as it is in my tongue, Dragos. Pragmatic salvager. Alright, let's see what this is about. Ah, Dragos. Pragmatic and private salvager. Items, data, items. Don't have any crypto. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit, huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflected folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You've been saved, so I guess we did make it to some destination, regardless of whether it's a destination that we had envisioned or something else. This person does seem a little worse for wear, based on the clothing and... Wait, are they? They're human. They're actually human if you look. Yes, they are actually human. Interesting. Alright, continue. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of shifts, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges, where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice, likely the voice of Dragos. So, Sleeper, you all fought yet? They silent. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have been better must have better preservance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Yes, apparently we're quite lucky to have survived this far. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, mark of a drone operator. Ah, there's the tiny little drone, right. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches. Its rising? Eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Ah, right, so this thing. Possibly. The visor. Alright, let's continue. So they're basically looking at us. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. And to survive, that's pretty cheeky. What happened to them? I'd rather ask questions. He ignores your question, Who? I won't ask what led you to it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software, a rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. Right. So essentially he's saying that we sold our original body, and now we've taken the corporate one for ourselves. Which is decaying, perhaps? Certainly decaying after we did what we did. We escaped in the cold of space, which is not ideal. But to the point that we should be free. Are we free though? Doubt it. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you paddled to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you got the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You're an offshoot. Copy. Kind of like a clone in a way. Copy of that person. So, does the original body remain? And if the original body does remain, Does the body actually have its memories intact? Does it still subsist? Does it still survive? Is it still alive? Now I have more questions than I have answers. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body is yours, and it's falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Essen-Arp wants to protect their property. I'm assuming Essen-Arp is the corporation. But if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. So they've ensured that they have contingencies in place for situations such as this one. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. Ah, that is the contingency plan. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? Do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? Ah, this place. Oh wow, so if I move the mouse, this place moves a little bit as well. Nice. That's actually quite lovely. The station you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in as much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily gaze on your feet. And you nod. Alright. You head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Goodbye, Dragos, and thank you for the, what was it? The rack, the shed, the whatever extra room you have to spare for us. We appreciate it. Tutorial introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. So, do I have anything to write with? I would like to have something to write with. I have not come prepared. One moment. Wait for the noises. I want to write some things down. So this is Erlin's Eye. Oh my. I've not written things down in a long time. Erlin's Eye. Should be good. Okay. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye. Apologies for that sound. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking on the icon. Continue. I'm assuming this is the home. Do we have any other location around here? No. We can explore. The way I'm exploring is by using W and S. That's pretty okay. This game doesn't seem to be demanding in terms of GPU or CPU, so it's great. Empty container, your home for now. Let's access this. Lovely, wonderful. Per cycle, energy condition, end cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. End cycle. Okay. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. Continue. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake up in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You set up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know, and you still reside in this system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what does it matter? Escape getting answers, building a life. Answers are important because it harkens back to your history. You need to know who you are, where you came from, so that you know how to proceed forward. Typically, I don't look back. I like to proceed forward with whatever it is necessary for survival. But I am nonetheless very curious. Okay. Getting answers. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What Essen-Arp did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. Of course, priorities. Dragos left a few comforts in the container. The Mylar blanket, the bedroll you sleep on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder? I don't know what that's for. Desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station but skeletal and ghostly, a web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning in your mind. Alright, I don't know what that's about. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You hide away the stove as best as you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Dice? Flickering? What is this? Tutorial. Conditions, action dice, and energy. Alright, so here we're going to be learning about the condition, action dice, and the third thing, which is energy. I reckon that this will be interesting. This will be relevant going forward. So, what is condition? Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but also can be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. You roll your dice, as they say in the trailer. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. And the third thing is energy. Obviously, energy is important. You need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refuel your energy bar by eating. First, you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will start starving. When starving, your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Okay. So, yeah, we need to focus on all three, I think. Condition being the main one, and energy. Energy and condition, those will be the 3 main ones. We have to survive no matter the cost. So what are we going to be doing here exactly? We're going to be leaving. Okay. So that would be dice. Items. No items. Yes. Nothing to buy, no data, no nothing. There's nothing that we can do except leave. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container. Is stood in the corridor? Stands in the corridor. Or is... Okay. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. Yes, isn't this a cute little thing? Its cachet of sensor eyes, rapidly irising. How are you feeling? No, we're not very good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, His skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You will enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. Oh my, Dragosh, you're being unusually straightforward with us. But we need the honesty. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, sometimes with a bit of more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of the commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These, he pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use to trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quickly as you can. And sleepers, well, trails off. But things being the way that they are for me, at the yards, he pauses, I need the help. Why does he need the help? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. We shall. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later. Pulls back. Interesting little drone. Looks like it's time to get to work. We can't go in this direction. This is our home for now. Dragosh's yard. This thing. No end gate. Let's help out Dragosh because he probably needs it. Oh my. This is interesting. Tutorial actions. Actions are the primary way to interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Hole dissection. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Input dice. Action rewards you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on the outcome. There are 3 types of outcome: positive, neutral, negative. Okay. The action fails. Manual salvage. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. So we have 2 repeatable actions: hole dissection and manual salvage. This one's risky, so we're going to be going for that. This one is safe. So engineer and endure. What? Continue. More of the tutorial. One type is risk and one type is safe. No loss of condition, energy or cryo. Negative outcome means cryo energy loss. Danger. Negative outcome means condition loss. Wow. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. So condition is very important. Mustn't lose its skill. Skill that this action requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier. Right. I'm gonna skip through these a little bit. Let's call in Dragosh's side in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or 2 things could get nasty. Back in business, every salvager knows that they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. Right. Interesting. So that's something to look forward to. I'm gonna pause this a little bit to check on something, and I'll be back in just a moment. 1 second. Terribly sorry, I had to go for a few moments to check on something. Alright, so back we are, flickering. Hold the section, manual salvage. Let's hold in. So we can either go for this. I don't know how we go for that. Do we put the dice in? This is risky. So if it's risky, we're probably going to go with this, right? So chances of success are 100%. Should we? Should we go with 50% or 100%? Okay. Let's risk it. Can we risk it? I think we can. 25% negative. Okay, start action, extract, and see how it goes. This has endurance. Endurance loss, and I'd rather not get the endurance loss. Are we lucky? I don't know what that was. I didn't even get a chance to see it. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions to fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragosh's depth, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves one each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that action. This one. Every salvager knows that they're one good hole. Oh, right. So I have to fill this for Dragosh to get something good. Right, okay. That could be something. Can I do neutral outcome? Alrighty, I got something, at least. So that was risky. Can I do another one? I don't know if I can. I could go with this. Pretty safe, so. Ah. So what does this do exactly? I don't... Does that... It's safe, but it's... I lose endurance. That's the problem. Okay. I don't know, should I go for it if I do this? 50% positive and 50% neutral. I don't really have that much in terms of input. 50% neutral, I don't really know. Let's risk it. Can we risk it? Yes, we could. Let's risk it. Okay. Survive. Find the doctor. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, or any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button on the top left of the screen. Alright, so this, we have to find a doctor to survive. That's basically the idea. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Okay. Mouse wheel or W and S. Rotate the view with A and D. Good luck. Thank you. Neutral. Back in business. Plus 10 cryo. That wasn't so bad. That really wasn't so bad. We have 2 of these left. Guess we could complete more of them. Be nice. We could. Can we get out of here? Yes. So that was right click. Go here. Find a doctor. Okay. Do I track that? Don't know how to track that. Oh, sorry. So we have the rotunda, old dock terminal. What if we press A or D? Ah, so we can see it from this measure, or we can see it in this scenario. Wow, I love that. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Okay, let's go a little bit like this. Dock C4, old dock terminal, dock B2, Earthling open market, passage into the low end. I guess I'm gonna have to go with the dock. No, rotunda. What is this thing? One upgrade point. 2 upgrade points. Anything we can upgrade for our skills. Efficient extractor. Chance to gain cryo interface actions. We don't have any upgrade points. Literally. Which is why it's not allowing us to do so. Oops, sorry. So right click when we want to go backwards. Okay, right. What should we do? I think we're gonna go in sequence to see what happens. Okay, let's go to Dock C4. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. Some money, we have this. Cycle clock. Can put something in here? No, cannot. Okay, leave. There's nothing there. Okay, rotunda. Ah, beautiful. This place is beautiful. So, let's see what this is about. Steel dock plans. Havenage security have to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place. And the most dangerous. So the danger is significant. Explore the rotunda. Rotunda of the dock is filled with passageways and concourses, leading to all kinds of docking bays. Risky. Dock watcher. Getting to know a rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping an eye on new arrivals too. Havenage watch lists. Havenage runs the rotunda and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. Yes, we're not going to risk it for now. We're just going to explore a little bit. Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return loaded with scraps from the old wrecks. Ah, so we're going to have to wait for now. It's okay. What is this? Bright market. Bustling open market. So we can explore this market as well. Interesting. Okay. Ask for directions. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Dangerous? Why is this dangerous? 100% positive. Explore the market. The smells, sounds, and bustling activity of the bright market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an exciting one too. Risky. This is dangerous and this is risky. Okay. Local knowledge. The bright market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim, and you can find... Apologies. You can find anything and everything here. Data. No data. Okay. What about this? Low end gate. Passage into the low end. Hey, low end toll. 60. We don't have 60, we have 25. After some spaces caused some trouble in the low end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without pay. Input 60 cryo. We don't have 60 cryo. We're gonna go probably here for now. Bright market. I'm gonna put this to ask for directions. Could explore the market. Intuitive 0, engage 0. Intuitive. What happens if we do this? Neutral to negative. I don't like that. 100% positive. I'd rather do this, which is riskier, but still. Let's ask for directions for now. I'm afraid to approach them. I really am afraid. Let's go for this. Not the best, but still. Local knowledge. So we have the local knowledge at the very least. Ah, we need more? Darn. Do we have anything extra? Sabin, slum doctor. Oh, what about this? Emphis, street food vendor. So we've managed to do something at the very least. Shipyards, Havenage construction yards. And this one. So for now we have to go to the doctor. Let's meet the doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that the doctor was operating out of this place, but now you are here, you aren't so sure. The ganging force around the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will probably decay. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look at the enforcer, look inside. Check the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary carry through those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. Darn, probably pretty powerful too. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric, blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro!" The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the floor. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market-sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come, sit. So this is Sabin, okay, a doctor in the bright market. "Come sit," comes a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheathing over the frame of a simple folding bed, I should say. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across the features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit." They gesture to the bed and then turn to the open case of tools on the table. You sit. She turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." The tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their faces. "How long have you been on the station?" They ask, scanner still to their eye. Don't know if to answer or not. I really don't know if that's the right choice. No, don't answer. They lower the scanner and meet your eye. "You can talk." They glance towards the doorway. "I know the conditions aren't ideal, but I need you to be honest with me." They make some adjustments to the scanner. "Or you can leave." Continue. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." You take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is decaying. It's dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Essen-Arp doesn't like to see its property technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they built in a process so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which Essen-Arp remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? You know this. They shift in their seat. You aren't the first sleeper I've encountered. You await for more, but they go back into their inspection. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabin says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or for everything else. Emulations like you sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. Focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And Essen-Arp has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabin looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabin works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabin turns to face you. I may be able to help, they sigh. And you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture. Door. You saw Toshiro outside? He works for my benefactor, Yatagon. They are influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. Look away. But Yatagon has connections. Smugglers from the Starwood Belt, mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabin sets down the slate and notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why are you helping me exactly? Sabin walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabin still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. Duck your head, walk off into the crowd. Interesting. Sabin's surgery, makeshift doctor's surgery. Sourcing stabilizer. Sabin thinks they can source some stabilizer through Yatagon. It's going to take a few cycles. There's nothing we can do at the moment. First thing, open market, okay. Street food vendor, passage into the low end. Let's go for the street vendor. Emphis. Okay, an imposing street food vendor. He does look pretty imposing to me. Oh yeah. We have some cryo. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into dented wok. What is dented wok? His other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables into some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. I bet it is. It's already making me hungry. This game is making me hungry. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and deposing into the plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handling over payment. Let's just watch for now. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. Sure he does, he's been doing this for a long time. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd and Emphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you, watching him. I can feel your eyes burning hole in my bowl. Free sample? Shake your head. Nod. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The emptiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you. You sleepers. Emphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. Hard life. Lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and the dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but you cannot forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and that it scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles, but next time you pay. Alright, Memphis, I suppose we're gonna pay. We have to pay. We have 25 chits. I don't know if that's good, if that's bad, if that's... I have no idea. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. Ready? He waves you away and begins to toil the wok. To oil the wok? What is the wok? Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms. Yes, he does have quite a few of them. Each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. Wonder what they are for. You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste senses light up like a fusion reactor. You'll definitely be back. Very well. New drive discovered, plus drive. What is the other drive? Repay Dragosh. Get to know Emphis. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise this escape attempt will come to a rapid end. Wait for Sabin to acquire the stabilizer. I have no choice but to wait. I can get to know Emphis. Emphis loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you fly home both, you can hear his story. That'd be nice. Repay Dragosh. Dragosh pulled you out of the savage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. I certainly do hope so. I don't have any upgrade points. I could pay. Could pay. It's one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste senses. It's incredible stuff. Memphis doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Should be keeping my money to myself. Not do the passage into the low end, sadly. Items. I have to wait another few cycles. Shipyard. What is this? You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. All materials. Endurance, you would lose endurance. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take put dice. The only way to get to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. This is risky. I only have one dice remaining. Darn! Could be a neutral action. Don't want that. Could get this here. Neutral and negative. It's risky. It's too risky. Far too risky. I don't like risk. I have no interest in risk. I've never had any interest in risk. Can I do anything home? End cycle. No, I'm not interested in ending the cycle. Dragosh's shipyard. I would be helping him if I did. I'm going to leave for now. Can I do anything here? No. This is risky as well. But I might get something out of it if I do. Steal dock plans, explore the rotunda. Reachable action, critical action. I'll see what I can do with the critical action later. Let's just explore it for now. 50% negative, it's just risky. Ah, I lost energy. Gone. Did I even win anything? Or did I just lose? I think I just lost. Didn't win anything at all. How much energy do I have? There's nothing that I can do. There's literally nothing that I can do. Oh well. Let's go back home. Go for another cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Very well. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. Continue. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the stations? No. You feel the station, like a web of texture into a smooth black liquid. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see and feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map and a territory all at once. Continue. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling into two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back, trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station's played out across your mind, a storm of connected nodes, waiting to be explored. And then it's gone. Oof. Man, what was that? I don't even know what that was. Like, are we starting to make connections with... We don't have any energy, and we don't have... I don't know what this is. Condition, I think. Oh man, this is no good. This is definitely no good. Something special here? We have to help Dragos. We need to help Dragos. But we also need to do something else. Wait, they bring anything? They haven't brought anything. They certainly haven't. I need to give him something. I 100% need to give him something. Start action. Order fungus, see if it helps. Minus cryo. Fungus fan. Energy. I got the energy. Oh man, that's just energy. But I'm fading. What is it that I'm fading? Maybe condition? Where do I get the condition? I don't know. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Alright, what can we do? This is risky. I'm gonna do 50%. Then we're gonna do the safe option too. Yeah, this is risky. It's always risky, but we have to... We roll our dice, as they say. Let's do it. Neutral. Back in business, plus 15 cryo. Lovely. And we do this one for the safe bet. Do it. 5 cryo. Negative outcome. Darn. Oh man. That's no bueno. That's no bueno at all. Let's leave for now. I think there's much that we can do. You know, the usual. Street food. Passageway. No, what we need to do is we need to go here. or dock terminal. And we need to plan stealing the fastest way to get to another place and the most dangerous. We could risk this. We could certainly risk this. Repeatable action. Explore the rotunda. It is risky though. Let's see if we can. I don't want to steal though. I really don't want to steal. It's just not my. Oh, sorry. It's not my thing. Anything else? Dock, no. This one, no. Open market. Asking for direction. If we do this again, does that help us or does that not help us at all? Let's try it. Local knowledge, positive outcome. Right, okay. We don't get any extra coin, but that's alright. Would have. New drive. Oh, right. Dragosh, repay Dragosh. Survive. Get to know Emphas, right? Build a ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Alt Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. Gain access to the Alt Fabricator. How? How do I do that? Hardware exchange. Oh, it's here. But I don't have anything. The Alt Exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down and sell off. And you are happy to supply it. Input 1 scrap components. I don't have scrap components. Input dice. Play the exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. It's risky. Going to risk anything. I think that's necessary. Alright. Well, I have no choice but to go home and to rest, so I guess. Do I have any choice? I don't suppose so. There's nothing I can do. Really nothing that I can do. I'm sort of fading away, and this is not good. This is definitely not good. Can I pay some more money for anything? I want to pay some more money. Let's end the cycle for now. I don't know if this is gonna help, but okay. End the cycle. I'm still learning out the kinks a little bit. Ah, yes, so I lose energy, which is over here. And I also lose this thing, which is possibly condition. I have to look it up. Right? Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake, sorry. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, hashes of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to pass, but you still begin to try. So, where should I focus on? The threads are on the nodes. Okay. Probably the nodes. Nodes are glassy, bright. In all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here. You leap close to it, inside, shifting. So there's a dot and then there's a smaller capital. Not a capital, a lowercase e? Okay, I. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads. A meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse inside, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzles boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across the ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. What opportunity? Then that insistent tugging again pulls at you. You look down again to see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. First, the second, the second. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you. Tasting you? Oh, first. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Somewhere out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are on a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Darn, so we're being hunted. That is pretty bad news. You open your eyes. Short. Wow, that's pretty scary. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. That's pretty bad. Let's leave. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. And we're saving the game. Lovely. I'm very much appreciative of that. I don't know what to do. We could go to the eye. Wait, where was the eye again? This is the eye. Whoa! Is this a node? Plenty of nodes. And what am I supposed to do with all of this stuff? Don't know what that's for, but okay. Let's go to the decaying shipyard. I'm gonna lose endurance if I keep doing this. Ooh, we got lucky this time around. Got 3 of these ones that are really gonna help. Nice. Let's go with the one that doesn't have a switch. Wait, they're all good. They're all really good. 100% positive? Sure. Superb. Good business. I think we probably could do even another one. Oof. Real nice. That's real nice. Okay. We can leave. Steal anything. I don't have any but scrap components. I don't think it's going to help us very much. Message. Eat food. Let's try to use the eye information. Maybe we can see something somewhere. I don't know what this is. Wow, this looks really nice. Keynote. See what that is. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. Okay, I need to have... I don't know what I need to have. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay, continue. So I need this one. I don't have that one. Okay. See the rest. No. That. Let's check all of them. I really don't have any of that. I don't have a cipher. I don't have the right ones, unfortunately. I can't input. Can input nothing. Absolutely nothing that I can do. This will be next, I imagine. But I risk it. Possibly risk it. Connecticut margin. Lady exchange. Risky. 100% positive action. Do it. 19 cryo. Trusted trader. Lovely. Leave. So far, so good, I think. Can we get some food? Get some energy? Could really use the energy. Yes, please. Odd action. Right. Minus cryo, fungus fan, plus energy. Yes, we got the energy. Lovely. Because we need that energy. Going forward. Is there anything else that we could possibly be doing? We do any endurance? I wish we could do more endurance, but we can't. Could we use our money to buy more stuff? Probably not. I don't know why we would want to. Passage? I'm not interested in any passage. For now, we're just gonna keep our currency and see if that helps later on. Alright, let's continue. Someone's tracking me. What can I do about that? I can't do anything. Send cycle. It's just making me fearful and anxious. Just gather chits for now. Darn. Yeah, someone out there is tracking me. Oh. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wake up. Fang, a Havanage systems engineer. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky sign on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just wanted to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. Certainly. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlin? You pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of the place. That's why it bears his name. The Erlin Eye. So, let's see what Fang is about. He has a computer, a drone, a droid, data, a Havanage systems engineer. He is an engineer, and he's quite chatty, which is lovely because we could possibly extract some information, and might actually befriend him down the line, but it remains to be seen. I know nothing of Fang, currently. Havanage should organize some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Havanage systems? Let's ask about Havanage. Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union, he smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. But, well, this is not the place for it, you know. It really isn't, says Fang. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, and then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising her hand in farewell. Okay, that was odd. I'm sure we'll see what that's about soon enough. Shipyard construction. Dock C4, Rotunda woodwork. Ah, we're close to getting something. I hope we get something soon. All dock terminal. Steel dock plans. Into it, risky. This is risky. This is very risky. Very, very risky. Doctor, yes! The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eye in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabin's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. A doctor in the bright market. I have it! Sabin stands with a case open in front of them. A set of files lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. So I'm curious as to whether or not... So we've been transplanted to another body, right? I have no idea how that works. In reality, it has never been done. It has never worked with animals. It has never worked with smaller or larger animals, actually. Especially monkeys. These things have been done and tried before, and it just doesn't work. We are not aware as to why transplanting one animal to another animal is something that just fails miserably. It does succeed, if you can call it success, in the first couple of days, but there's no permanent success. You just cannot do it. One of the theories, the question just perplexing scientists as to why it doesn't work, because you can account for all of the necessary nutrients, so to speak. You can take care of the pressure, you can take care of the specific nutrients, the electrolytes, all the systems, all the things that are required from a biochemical standpoint. You could probably do most of that, but it fails. The system fails. So there must be a missing link in the biochemical reaction. There must be something missing in terms of neurotransmitters. There must be something missing in terms of hormones. There must be something missing for a lot of reasons. We don't know what. We don't know what's missing. We don't know why it's missing. My personal assumption is that it has to do with the immune system. The immune system can reject it, and then there's also the psychological component where the mind rejects it, and this has been explored in Westworld. For those of you that have seen the second season of Westworld, you will see that if the mind is put into a mechanical body, it may start to reject it. If the mind, I mean the mind in terms of information, the mind is transferred, because first of all, you can't take all that information. It's just too much. It's just not how it works. We've never been able to transfer chunks of information to a purely synthetic system, with the exception of like a chunk of cortex from the rat or mice, and try to simulate that information in a supercomputer. It's been slow going, and it's been very difficult. Eventually we will get some insights, but it's hard to do. It's hard research. Anyway, this is kind of a rant, a little bit of a rant into this topic. Apologies for that. I love talking about this stuff. I like the cyberpunk aspect. I like the medical aspect of it. It's fascinating to me. But anyway, here in this case, I'm assuming that the body is decaying. The mind somehow is able to deal with it, but not for long. So yeah, this vial of whatever it contains will help us survive for longer. And as long as you do maintenance, there is a theory that you could survive almost indefinitely. And biosynthetic systems may be able to survive for very long periods of time with regular maintenance. In fact, this is the holy grail of biology. If we could find a way to repair the body and to replace systems, we may be able to extend life for a significant amount of time. The only question is, how do you replace the main storage mechanism of your memories? Where do you store your memories if you can't store them in the brain, because the brain will decay regardless? Either it's Alzheimer's, it's dementia, it's something of the sort. How do you manage to store those that particular type of information? Well, one idea is to upload the mind, which is akin to copying yourself. Not the way to go. At least I don't think it's the way to go. Another proposal is to try to reinvigorate the neurons, bring in new neurons, and then transfer the information from one neuron to another. I haven't seen any proposals for that. Another idea is to have slow replacement of mechanical parts, as in nanobots trying to take up the information, and as your neurons die off, that information is relayed to the synthetic parts more than the biological parts, but then you slowly transition from biological to mechanical. And the question arises, is that you, or is that your copy? Do you feel the difference? And it's difficult to say. That's the premise behind Ghost in the Shell. Anyway, that's it. We could be talking about this all day, and I'd like to monologue, so let's just go on with the game. So, the stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Interesting that we still have the foreign body concept here applied. I don't know why. I don't know what the frame is. Is it biosynthetic? It is biosynthetic organ groups. So is my mind purely my own? Is my mind still biological? Is it the original biological mind? Is my mind purely synthetic? If it is synthetic, why is it rejecting the biosynthetic organs? If my mind is synthetic, then it shouldn't. There should be no reason for that. And if it is it simply because of the software? Because the software can accept it. For whatever reason, it just refuses to. Or is it something that you can reprogram? Interesting questions. I'm curious if the game is going to answer these for me. Let's continue. Sabin holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Okay? Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein change, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. So it's like a gateway system. So it will kind of you will reject your organs eventually, only if you don't have those codes. So it's kind of planned in a way that if you don't get the codes in time, you will start rejecting your body, and your body will just decay. So it's a method of control for the corporation. Yes, I understand. Passcodes. In very basic terms, yes, they say, look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic material to be accepted by your immune system. Okay? They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. How sure are you? I'm working with the best guesses here, but the case, the vials, it looks authentic. Sabin cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the needle injection but with little response. Whoa. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a physique, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabin appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater. Trickling waves of cold. Right. When you sit back up, Sabin is sitting in a chair by the window facing away from you, backlit by the glow of the slate. Are you awake? Sorry, I had to check the audio quality to see if it's still going well. It is. Yes. Stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yaragan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabin looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more. You are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. That's okay. We really appreciate that. I don't know how your friend there did it, the bodyguard. But we should thank him somehow. Sabin nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to the glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow. As if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabin? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. You're gonna have to pay for the next dose. So far I'm stable, so it seems like it's alright. How much for the next dose? 100, so I have to pay 100. Very well. I will be doing so. So we have to work. Money makes the world go round, and apparently it makes the eye go round as well. Very well. Very, very well. We're going to be doing that. What else do we have? Apparently we have a full stack of whatever it is. We can't do anything other than that. What else can we do? I don't think we can do. What is this thing? Cycle. What is this thing with the cycle? Ah, I'm being hunted, okay. How can I figure out who's hunting me and why they're doing what they're doing? Dragosh's yard. I would like to do something in terms of safe, risky. Negative. Okay, there's a negative outcome. I could risk it as well. Could do something safe. Let's do something safe. Something safe. Okay, negative outcome +5. Okay, that's pretty bad. Let's do the engineer stuff. Could we? Good. Start action. Good. Back in business. 15 crime. Okay. Anything else we can do? Dragosh? You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across the scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragosh stands to the side, focusing on a hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. He is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now just look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragosh for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragosh is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hull, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside the container, the wreck of the Essen-Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about the ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yacht. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these power cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship, emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few, and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just himself. Take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, suddenly feeling cold in the empty passage. 1 upgrade point. New drive discovered. Okay. You've discovered your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. You access your character menu via the arrow bottom at the top right of the screen. Okay. Operator, upgrades available. Let's continue. How do we upgrade? Engineer. Go. Engage. Approach a problem head on. Approach problems with awareness. Display potential positive and negative outcomes. Sunbathe. Go with sunbathe. Work with machines and physical tools. Gain the chance to randomly scrap an item on engineer actions. To gain cryo. Wow, chance to gain cryo. Could be a thing. So I have +1 here, and -1 here. Icebreaker. Agent nodes give double data. Do I have? No, I just have. Yeah, I just have 1. So I can do that. We could go with the other ones then. Thrill Seeker. Gain a chance to gain energy after any engage action. Oh. Negative outcomes. Endurance. I have to go with endurance. Let's see. Energy recovery at home. Mission to extract. I could wait for the next one. Upgrade, but I don't know if that's the best. Let's just go for this. Energy recovery. So now it's no longer -1. That's good. Back. Okay. I'm happy with that thus far. Let's see. We have one more option. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of alien systems are rare, but those that do always return eventually. We need to make more money. I will eventually. I need to go to the eye. Do I have anything special? No. Oops, sorry. Apologies for that. I do want to check all of these ones out. And I used them for something else, which was not ideal. I don't have a cipher. Fortunate. Yeah, I need one of those. Definitely need one of those. Nope. No. So there's nothing I can actually do about this. Nothing. So there's the shipyard, and then there's another shipyard. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. Notice them, you might be in. Assist the shipbuilding, risky and dangerous. I could do that, but I want to gain favor, so how do I gain favor? Feel the ship might. Good to know Emphas. good. Something will happen here at some point. Would like to be around when that happens. Put some money, maybe. Good. Yep. Superb. It's really, really nice. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. What can I do beyond this? Exchange. Play the exchange. Sell components. I don't have any components. This is risky, but it's worthwhile, I think. Let's become a trader. 19 cryo. Trusted trader. Wonderful. That's interesting. I think we're ready to sleep for now. Let's do that and cycle. This should be interesting. Okay. Someone's tracking me and I really dislike that. Let's go to the eye first. Oh wait, should we? Systems engineer thing. I'm gonna go to the eye first. See what we can find. No, this is a 2. Ah, wait, I have a 2. I do have a 2. Access protocol bypass. A Havanage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Peg transfer. Peg transfer intercept plus 5 cryo. Really? That's it? Okay. And now I unlock the data. I extract the data. Do I have one that's free? What is this? What does this mean? I don't know. Neutral outcome. Alrighty. I don't know what that's about. Okay. We dealt with that now at least. I don't have any extra points. I don't have free. I do have one. Interface plus 1? Yeah, I don't have that. 1 and free. I don't have free. This isn't gonna help me. 2 and free. I don't have that either. I don't have 1 and free. I'm sorry. Just not it. One free, I don't have that. Okay, let's go for 1 and 3, I guess. That's just it. 3 and 2, no. I really hope we don't fail this. Can we leave it like that? Apparently we can, I don't know. What happens? Neutral. 1 encrypted key. Alright. Ah, we have the Havanage data. An encrypted key. Stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. Nice, 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 nice. I'm very happy with this. Yeah, continue. Continue with that. What's this? Cloud. In the data ghost of the eye. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread, strung tight around you, it tethers you in place. Taste. The voice makes you shiver. Source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Whoa. resist. You struggle against the thread and it tightens in response. Glittering erode. Please hold. Whoa. Sentient protocol unraveling. That's the hunter. This is bad. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on life legs. Though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectant. Stay silent. Refusal. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Off and not off. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Run. You kick off and glide away through the clouds, the threads surging after like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you are held within a web. A tangle of tentacles closing in. Stop! Hunter holds its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you conform your regal right to sentience? Wow. Person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. In the rotunda, there wasn't anybody in the rotunda that I can remember. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a spike of interference, leaping out like a tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Darn it. It's pretty bad. Let's see what we can do over here. Pentagon add agent. Some gang enforcers implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they are talking about. I don't have any of this. So I'm going to leave as a result. Ooh. Scrapyard freighter, yes. Buy some scrap. Unload containers, dangerous. The freight crew are eager to get the payload into the Alt exchange, and they'll pay a wage to anyone willing to help them. Okay. Sent. 100%. 100%. Two of them are 100%. I'll do this. Nice. 15 cryo plus energy. It's okay. Finish unloading ahead of schedule, and one of the crew invites you aboard to share a warm meal as thanks for your efforts. Nice. That's really, really nice. Okay. Start action. Some scrap. Well, plus scrap allowance random something. Okay. Scrap allowance. The big stuff goes to the shipyard, the valuable stuff to the markets. They'll let you buy a few crates, but not much more. Ship mined fragment could be reassembled within the right tools and a few more fragments. Go with this. Wait, what? I want to buy more. What are you talking about? A allowance. That's good. I got this, and then I'm gonna get this. Start action. Great. That's the max. That's definitely the max. Loading scrap. Containers. Could unload the rest of them though. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if that's helpful. But I think we could go with more of that. What can I do with these things? Cryptocurrency, scrap components, ship mined fragment, assembled. Old dock terminal. We'll see about that later. But now, I think what we have to do, or should do, is talk to Feng, Hovenage Systems Engineer. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Hovenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look, you know. He slams a button on the bay, cracks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. Like, The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's incredible. What is all this? He taps on a nearby server stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station. E1. AE1. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components to repair things we never built. Reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality, but this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. Right. He walks down beneath the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but we are remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. Ah, man. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can't you? You can see it. Makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. Glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing there's a beacon. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you are on the run, though. No, it isn't. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A bunch load of secrets. To paraphrase Feng here. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Hovenage there is old growth. Those whose roots track back to those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about the tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Fang pumps his fists and claps you on the shoulder. Poof, poof. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. I promise. Fang pauses you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the gate. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget, sorry. I can pay you whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, sleeper. I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. So I have a new drive. Kill the ship mine, disable your tracker. Help Fang chase his leads. Extract the past. Get to know Emphas. Study the winter light. Survive. Buy a vial of stabilizer. I will eventually buy it. Spent the money in doing other things, unfortunately. But yeah. Fang will pay you well for any Solheim data you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. What he does with it is anyone's guess. He wants to get a look at what data is hiding deep in the subsystems of the Eye. That doesn't help. That doesn't help either. Data? Oh, data. Okay. Launch data. Wait, that doesn't help? Really? Cipher. Doesn't help either. Cryptic key. Okay, so none of that helps. Alrighty. Let's leave it now. There was some place where we could get extra stuff, but I don't remember where exactly. Oh, I think it was here somewhere. This one? No. This one. Rotunda? Was it? No, it wasn't the rotunda. This one. Ah, right. Components. Sell components. Old exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down, and sell off. You're happy to supply it. Input 1 scrap components. Nope. Scrap components, okay. Action. Great. 12 cryo. Trusted trader, alright. Let's do one more. Nice, trusted trader. Wonderful. And we got the 12 cryo, which we definitely needed. Let's leave for now. Ort fabricator. Reclaimed fabricator stack. That's about. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough, salvaged fragments can be reassembled with a fabricator. Fragments. I need 3 and I don't have 3 of them. I will get them eventually. Hopefully. Right, let's get more from this place. Ah, I actually can't. I can't get more. I could unload containers. That'd be something. Can I help with? Cannot. What exchange? Risky. Too risky. Let's go with this. Success. 15 and energy. I don't need the energy though. I just needed the success. May not help going. It may not help actually going forward. We'll see. Scrap. Right. That's nice. Leave. save the game for now. We'll see about the rest later. Yeah, we'll have to see about the rest later. Alrighty, can we do anything else? We could probably buy the thing for the condition, but we'll see. Anyway, go back to the home. And end the cycle for now. We have some time, I hope. I need to get rid of that hunter chasing me. I really don't like it at all. Not at all.